Hello guys, we are in the 17th session of our discussion, and in today's discussion we'll be seeing about the data management. The different components of data management includes defining the variables, creating a study database and data dictionary, entering the data, correcting the errors in it, creating a data set for analysis, and backup and archiving the data set. The key elements includes the data structure, data entry, individual and aggregated databases, mother and daughter databases. The basic structure of a database. It includes lines and columns. The lines usually they represent the records and the columns usually represent the variables. And the structure of the data, it includes the name, number of records, etc. The variables are the names of the data, that is the name, value, coding, like that. And the history is that how it is created and how the modifications are done. Storage is the media, location, backup, those kinds come under the storage. And the additional information is also included in it. The identifier in the database should be unique. It should be maintained by a computerized index and secured by quality assurance processes. And we have to use codes within the unique identifiers, like it may contain informations of all about the particular ID, and each digit or set of digits refers to specific information. Those kind of codes should be properly saved. And the structure of the variables, it includes the integer, numeric, alphanumeric, and the dates. And creating the variable names, it should be clear, and we have to refer to the questionnaire item, and it should be properly legible, short, and no space should be present, and it should be consistent, like how much ever time you do, it should be the same, and there should be no duplicates to avoid confusions. And the design data entry friendly data collection instrument should be used. There should be proper outline for the identifiers, demographics, outcome, exposures, and it would be better if we use auto coding functions. And the coding, we have to prefer numerical codings other than many other things, and we have to decide on the missing values or non-applicable values and all. We have to be clear in the analysis time itself, and we have to avoid using cumbersome codes and confusing codes. And whatever codes we are using, it should be defined prior, and it should not be confusion during the analysis time. And when we are constructing a data dictionary, it should contain of each variable, the variable name, the description of the questionnaire, and variable and various values of the variable, meaning of each value, everything should be there in the data dictionary. And we have to check for the specifications before the data entry, like minimum and maximal value, the legal codes, whether we should include any skip patterns or automatic coding, copying of the data from any previous records, calculations, everything should be specified before we enter the data. And the data entry, we should use an opportunity for partial data cleaning. So it would be helpful if we do a manual entry by ourselves. But even if we have any confusions during data entry, we can write comments and seek clarifications later on. We have to use checks then and there and mark each paper as data entry is completed. And we have to validate after the data entry. Individual and aggregated databases can be used. The individual databases have each record is an observation, and the aggregated database, it records those are records containing counts. It is normalized database, only one count by record, and facilitates further aggregation of the further data. See, this is the example. This is the individual data, and when it is aggregated file, it would be like summarized. It's a better term. It is being summarized into an aggregated file. Mother and daughter databases, the information is available at various levels, like village, household, individual, illness episode, like that. Those store informations at each level in separate databases, and then they are linked together with the identifiers. Like this is the mother and daughter databases. Each database has its own unique identifier, and it is linked to relational databases using a common index identifier. That index identifier is important. Summing up, we have learned how to code the database numerically, and we have how to enter the data using quality assurance procedures, how to store the information at the level where it needs to be stored. Then we have learned of how to relate or merge files when needed and as required. Thank you. Our next session will be about the overview of data analysis.